Hi, this is the Pre-K Sunday School for this Sunday, November 11th. The Pre-K group still meets in the original building, what we're calling the Sanctuary building, in the child care room at 10 o'clock. And this week they are reading Saul Becomes King. This is the story card. And it's about learning about people who've been chosen by God and kind of how they responded. So this is someone Saul is not anyone who's super famous, but he's chosen to be king. And so the idea being that everyone can do God's work and live out, God's love. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to be a king or a queen. Saul was a nobody in biblical terms, and yet he was chosen to become a king and was anointed with oil. So what we're going to do in this, after they've read the story and answered the questions, which are also on the back of the card, let's see if they have any good questions. I wonder why God chose Saul to be the king. Imagine being anointed with oil. And I wonder how people felt about Saul being their king. So that is, I think, some interesting things to talk about with the kiddos. For activities, I'm going to have some wax paper and I'm going to bring in various types of oil. So we'll have olive oil, sesame oil, what was the other one? Maybe canola. I want to bring in something that kind of smells interesting to the kids and has a slightly different texture. Sesame oil in particular smells really good and is super thick. So what they're going to do is we'll put a few drops of the oil on the wax paper so that they can look at the color and compare the smells and also move it around with their finger and draw pictures in their wax paper. This will require hand washing when they're done. And then I think we have some puppets already in the child care room, and if we don't, I'll bring some in because I think this story, they talk about using puppets that it comes with. I don't know where those are as you're going through the story, but I think it would be fun for them to act out the story with puppets, going through, paragraph by paragraph. So you can do that maybe before the oil, or if you want to do if they're interested in doing the oil first and then wash their hands, and they can play with the puppets on top of that. If there's time, or if someone is just inclined, I have a coloring page that shows someone anointing Jesus's feet with oil, right? That was in the picture on the story card. It shows Saul being anointed on his head, as we're familiar with. But the Bible also talks about people's feet being anointed. So this is a coloring sheet. I have about 6 copies of this, which should be plenty for the pre-K group if they're interested in doing that as well. So the story card, the coloring sheets, the lesson, of course, the wax paper and the oils and the puppets will all be in the child care room, that small room that's next to the kids' bathroom, ready to go. If there's anything else you see in the lesson that you'd like to do, that's fine too. And let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.